Saxton, just an 11-year-old kid out here who had a tremendous day yesterday, scoring a couple goals. He gets on the scoreboard and gives the power play a 1-0 lead.
Those goals. Let's forget those ones.
That's right. You're a goaltender, so you probably don't like those too much.
He's got a terrific move, I tell you. He's grown up a lot. I've seen him since he was 7 years old, and he's just improved immensely.
That's amazing. 7 years old, and you can be out there playing, and even at 11, getting that kind of progress. So an early lead here for the power play as now Ottawa will try to get something going. There's a backhanded shot that's stopped by the goaltender for Philadelphia. And now the puck loose in the crease. They'll finally clear it out. Picking it up for Ottawa
Moses
will be Moses York as he'll play that over to the near side. He'll battle it out with Saxton. York will have it on his backhand. Will retreat into his own zone. And now we're getting an offsides call. Of course, if you're new to power hockey, only one offsides line, and it's just like ice hockey. Can't go across that line before the puck does.
That is correct. Center ice line right there.
And for novice hockey fans, it certainly makes things a little simpler to have one offside too. So have a face-off deep here, and they try to battle for the puck near that face-off dot as it's caught under the chair of Philadelphia's Alex Pitts. Now it comes loose, and good defense played there by Moses York. That looks like it's going to be one heck of a battle here in this game between York of Ottawa and Jake Saxton of Philadelphia.
Absolutely. This is the first time I've ever really seen Moses. I've never seen him play before, and we played him this afternoon. I got to say, he's very impressive.
Well, so far in this game, he's been everywhere, and Mike York, our producer for this game, was saying he's certainly going to be one of the players to watch here in this game. There's a little wrist shot. Good stop there made by the Ottawa goaltender. Now they'll try to clear it out. Here comes Moses York along the near side.
Good stop there by Alex.
Yeah, Alex Pitts did enough of a job there to break up that shot from York. York will pick it up again. Good fancy little pass over to Harper, but he lost it, and now it's dumped back into the zone here of the Capitals.
One thing to be noted here, Roddy started off the day as a level 1 player, and he's switched to a 2 now. The big change.
Yeah, that, of course, very important. You're very familiar with these rules. Do you want to give us a little rundown of how that works? I know you can only have a certain number of levels on the floor at one time.
So a couple of years ago, they changed the rule. You used to actually be able to have 2 level 1s out at the same time. They changed the rule because there was talk of 2 extremely strong players playing on the same team in the same line. In order to compensate for that, they made it so you were only allowed to have 1 level 1 at a time. A level 1 player is classified as someone who has extremely strong physical strength as well as the ability to reach across their body. A level 2 player would be just under that. And most level 3s, they're either limited strength-wise or they have a stick actually attached to their chair.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would agree. Probably a good rule so you don't just get one player dominating the floor at the whole time, or 2 or 3 players or something like that.
Absolutely.
There's a good opportunity there for Philadelphia, but it goes wide. They'll pick it up and get it over to Bryce Saxton. Here comes the big gun as he tries to make a move around the Ottawa defense, and somehow from a weird angle is still able to throw that near the net. I thought he was completely cut off.
He likes to cut across right here and flip it to the other corner usually.
And Saxton will again lift a shot. And I'll give the goaltender here for Ottawa some credit, coming up with some big saves as we're still 1-0 early in this game. 11:45 to go here in period number 1, as it'll be cleared the length of the floor by the Capitals. Of course, no icing here in power hockey. And now here comes Saxton for Philadelphia as he'll dump it into the zone, chase it down himself. York will get there first as he'll have it behind his own net. York will spin around, play it up along the near side boards, and now we get a whistle here by the referee as the puck goes out of play. Or I should say ball.
Nah, puck, ball, whatever.
Not the first time.
I believe that was actually
Muhammad
is out there. Now Moses is back in.
Okay. Also, I got you.
Moses, or Muhammad rather, is the one after they switched Roddy to a level 2. Muhammad switched to a level 1.
So off the face-off, Ottawa will have it. They'll play it over to the right side as they'll try to carry it into the zone. Dump it in, stop made by the defense of Philadelphia, and ball's covered up, comes free, and now here comes the Philadelphia power play as they'll try to set something up here at the center part of the court. It's Jake Saxton. They'll throw it towards the net. Takes a weird bounce, and now it's covered up. As we'll get another whistle here with 10:53. Don't have the official stats, but play has been all in favor here of Philadelphia. Not a lot of offensive pressure from Ottawa so far in this game.
Speed of the Philadelphia Chairs really handles the game well.
If you're watching here at Power Cup 2014 on Ustream, don't forget you can always comment during the broadcast. We'll read your information on the air. If you'd like to ask us any questions, you can most certainly do so. As already we have comments saying, Dean, that's my man. I think someone giving you a shout out there,
well,
Dean.
hello, whoever that is.
I'm trying to read here. It's Monkey Duffy 222.
Oh, hi, Rose. How are you doing?
Rose, okay.
Yeah. She was tweeting in the show yesterday, I guess, saying how gorgeous I am.
Well, you don't agree with that?
I mean, I'm going to take the compliment every day. I don't know that it's true, but.
Thinking Mr. Selfless here. There's a face-off out at center ice. As for Ottawa, it will be number 7, Luke Hoban. He'll lose it.
Quick break here for Jake.
And
good stop.
Saxton will take a shot. Another good save made there by the Ottawa goaltender, who's really did a nice job keeping his team in this game. And now things will be whistled down by the referee. And now we have a shout out from Kona Surfer saying a big shout out to her nephew Liam Miller, watching all the way from Hawaii. Go Philadelphia. Liam Miller, just a 16-year-old captain of the team. Mike York, our producer, commenting how young this Philadelphia team is. A ton of players under the age of 20. Boy, they're going to be good for quite some time. There's a shot and a good save made by the back of the Ottawa goaltender.
There's a good break coming here.
And now we'll see if Ottawa can...
Good shutdown by Alex.
Yeah, try to get their first offensive rush going, but it was cut off, as you said, by the defense of the Philadelphia power play. Now here comes Saxton, takes a shot, and that goes just wide. Now puck behind the net. Taking it there for Ottawa will be number 4 as he'll try to clear things out. He'll flip that up ahead. But again, Philadelphia, you can just see it's a team with a lot of speed. There's Liam Miller there to shut it down. Now it's still stuck under a chair, thrown towards the net. Good opportunity there for Ottawa. And from an odd angle, Capitals can't quite get that on net. Played up ahead to Pitts. He'll lose it, and now it's sent back into the power play zone. Now, credit the Capitals here as they're starting to put on a little pressure. Haven't really had any grade A scoring chances yet, but they've at least stopped the tilt of the floor, which we seemed to have earlier in the game where it was all in the Ottawa zone.
This Philadelphia team is so well positioned. They always know where to go, and every time they blow an assignment, they fix it right away.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, too. You would normally think that a team with so many young players might be a little undisciplined, that would play a very wide open kind of wild style, but as you said, very disciplined. They know their positions, and that's impressive for having so many young kids on this team.
I think we taught them a little too much.
Now it's come back to bite you.
We actually, the first time we played them was in 2011, I believe, and this was even before Jake was on the team, Jake Saxton. And they struggled out of the gate, and then last year they actually beat us in the U.S. tournament and really surprised us. Came out of nowhere almost.
Of course, winner of this game will get the top spot in Pool B.
2009, rather. That was the first year we played them.
So 5 years ago when those teams first met. And
quick wrap for Liam there.
Liam trying to wrap it around, and now there's a shot from center ice.
What
a save. Great reaction time there from the... I believe that's McBride making that save.
That was a fantastic save.
For Ottawa, yeah. Great hand-eye coordination. That was a shot that was ripped from center ice. Doing a good job here keeping Ottawa in this game, trailing 1-0. And now here comes a rush for the Capitals. They'll make a move and score, and they tie it up at 1. A big goal there from Ottawa. That's number 7, Moses York, the big guy we were talking about here for this Capitals team.
That's a great move by Moses there. One thing you got to do to this Philadelphia team is just try and blow through them as fast as you can.
Moses York with a lot of speed. was able to get around the defense and then beat the goaltender on the far side of that goalpost, and we're knotted up at 1.
You don't get a lot of chances against teams like this. When you get them, you got to bury them. It was a good job there.
Some adjustments made here by the Capitals. Again, first 2 minutes of this game, it looked like Philadelphia might run away with this game as they scored within, I think, the first 10 seconds. Now we're knotted up at 1 as they've certainly gotten things straightened out. There's a loose puck out in front. Liam can't quite get the hit there as he was trying to get that loose puck. Now a whole bunch of bodies in front of the net. Referee probably has some trouble trying to find that puck himself. Got to be a challenge if you're a referee when you get about 5 or 6 chairs all tangled up.
Absolutely. I lose it half the time.
Well, that's not good if that's
Don't
you
tell my
because you're a
coach
goalie, yes.
Just kidding.
They try to send that over to the weak side, but just a little bit in front of Philadelphia's Alex Pitts. And now over, it'll be Liam Miller. Miller will play that over to Jake Saxton. Miller then takes a shot. That one's blocked.
Quick break
and now
here for Moses.
Moses York. 1-2, lifts another shot and a save made by the Philadelphia goaltender.
Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon. They have 2 listed on the roster, as do the Ottawa Capitals. And now here comes Ottawa trying to clear it out of the zone, but he's being pressured over there by Philadelphia's Pitts. Pitts trying to dig it out as it's caught. It looks like under someone's chair.
I believe it's under Roddy's chair. Back left tires, it looks like. Comes out front. Liam's got it now.
Yeah, Liam out in front will have the puck. Good block there made by Ottawa. There's another shot lifted up into the air, and that'll go out of play as we have 6:18 left in the first period, knotted up at 1 here at the Roy Wilkins Auditorium in St. Paul. There's a shout out to Alex Pitts from his friends in Pennsylvania, Nazareth, Pennsylvania. Glad to have you tuning in to tonight's game. About the midway point here of the first period, we were anticipating that being a good game as the winner will again get the #1 seed in Pool B as that shot is lifted over the net. Dean, your team Michigan will finish in 4th place in the pool, but of course tomorrow that won't matter at all as all 4 teams from each pool will make it to a knockout stage. So
that's the fortunate thing. I mean, we haven't played very well, I'll be perfectly honest with you. Very disappointed in my performance as well, but you know, tomorrow's a new day, and until we're completely eliminated, we're still in it.
Absolutely, and these pool games are just for the seeding for the knockout round of the tournament. All those records go out the door, but that's the way it goes, as #1 seed can certainly help you if you're Ottawa or Philadelphia, and conceivably you would have an easier time playing the 4th place team from the other pool. Here's Saxton lifting a shot in the air, and does that bounce into the net? Yes, it does. Have you a little bit obstructed, but that one bounced in. And that's another goal for Saxton as he puts Philadelphia back up 2-1, his 2nd goal of the night.
It's an extremely obscure angle. I don't even know how he got that shot off.
Boy, a very talented player. He was the leading scorer yesterday in the entire tournament. They have league stats updated at the end of each day, and Saxton was the overall leading scorer for the tournament as of the end of yesterday's games, and you have to think he would still be among the league leaders after tonight as well. You're scoring 2 goals. Ottawa looking to respond, trying to dig through some traffic.
Quick breakout here.
Was Ottawa, and now they'll lose it. Here's Philadelphia from the far side.
Watch Pitts at the
towards
point.
The net. As you said, that's Pitts out there at the point. We've seen them work the puck over to him a couple of times with some long shots. And now here comes a rush from Ottawa, lifted towards the net. Good stop there made by Philadelphia's defense. And now from the far side, here comes Philadelphia. And good move by Saxton around the defense. Boy, he just makes that look easy. Capitals are able to clear that away. There to pick it up will be Liam Miller. Miller will give way actually to Saxton, who will have it as he'll retreat behind his own net.
Every time you look, he's on the puck. I swear.
Exactly. It looked like Liam Miller was going to pick up that loose puck, and then Saxton just comes out of nowhere leading that rush.
He's the catalyst, no doubt about that.
As a team, what do you do to even guard him? Do you think about doing a double team, or
Well, it's difficult to double team him because, you know, Alex, oh, here we go. Here's a break
here's
here from
Moses
Muhammad.
York, or Muhammad, excuse me. Muhammad Awad will run into the net, and now we'll get a whistle here from the referee.
As I was saying, it's difficult to throw a double team on him because you can't discount Liam out or Alex. They're both extremely strong players as well. But you just got to do your best to contain him. You're not going to stop him.
And speaking of good players, I have to give some credit to Muhammad Awad and Moses York, as they've certainly been creating a couple of chances here in transition. That was Awad on that last rush. Unfortunately, shoot it right into his chair. And now they'll take a shot, a long shot by Harb, but it was blocked by the Philadelphia goaltender. And here comes who else but Jake Saxton to lead the rush. Good block there made by Harb against Saxton as he'll take over possession. Throw that over to the far side. Turning around now will be Awad to try to pick it up. There to pester him was number 8, Alex Pitts, and now we'll get a whistle here from the referee. Now to 3:54 first period, 2-1 Philadelphia leads Ottawa. And got a message from J.S. Vilsman saying, man, I wish I was playing in the tournament this year. Had a blast playing in last year's tourney. Here's a wad for Ottawa with the puck.
Off the head of Alex there.
Yeah, Alex Pitts using his head to block that one. Don't think it was going on net. But now it's played down deep into the Capital zone. Here's Liam Miller. Will give way to Jake Saxton. Saxton being pressured by a couple of Ottawa players, including number 4, Chris Pavone. Thrown out in front. There's Moses York trying to keep it covered. Now it comes loose. But there to get the puck first was Roddy Hard. Here's Harb throwing it up into the air. Block made by Pitts. What a move by Pitts there. Oh, man, that was beautiful to get that over to Saxton. Just a very subtle little spin.
Tight quarters here. Let's see if he still comes out with it.
And now it'll be the captain, Liam Miller, just 16 years old and already the captain of the team. He'll be played back to Saxton in the corner as he's being pressured by York and Harb.
That could have been called for dangerous driving there on Saxton.
There's a sneaky little shot there from York. That one was on the goal line, but it was cleared away by Philadelphia. And now leading the rush again will be Saxton. Saxton trying to weave his way through center. We'll throw it over to the left wing to number 8, Alex Pitts. That one's turned away, and now here comes a chance for Ottawa in transition as York. A weak backhanded shot will go wide. There in the corner to get it will be Jake Saxton. Saxton through center, across the center. Works his way into the zone. Still has the puck on his forehand, lifts it, and that one goes wide.
Comes Moses now.
Moses York again. The goal scorer for Ottawa earlier. They trail just 2-1. York will fan on his shot as he was being pressured by number 8, Alex Pitts. Trying to dig it out is Robbie Harb. Harb will have it now on his backhand, but he's being pressured by Pitts. From the near side boards.
Watch Miller over there in the corner.
Saxton. They throw it out in front, takes a weird deflection, and it scores. Frustrated Ottawa players, that may have gone off of one of their own players. It'll go in the net.
Believe Liam tipped it in, actually.
Oh, Liam did get the tip. Well, it's 3-1 now, Philadelphia. That's a big goal here at the end of the period to go up by 2. So face off out here at center ice. In second to last game tonight, we do have the final game in Pool A taking place later on this evening. We can tell you about that one a little bit later on. And now here comes Pitts. Pitts can't quite get it past York, and also a wad. Here's Liam Miller. Miller will give way to Saxton. Here comes Saxton. Turned away by the Ottawa defense. Miller will have it, give back way to Saxton. Pass it over to the right side to Pitts. Pitts back out to center to Saxton. Man, these three work well up on offense.
Just terrific teamwork.
Previous years in basketball, we had the big three in Miami. I think we got the big three here in Philadelphia with Miller, Pitts, and Saxton. Those guys just work tremendously well together as we'll get a face-off here with 36 seconds left.
Can we just give a shout-out to Liam for the hockey hair there? He's rocking the Patrick Kane mullet.
Hey, you're kind of right. He does have that going on,
I've been making fun of him for it all week, but I promised I'd give him a shout-out.
There's one
Good
way
stop.
up into the air. Kind of like a rainbow shot, but good stop made there by the Ottawa goaltender. And now a player loses his stick. It's loose out in front. A couple of Ottawa players have it. They'll give way to number 9, Muhammad Awad. There's Pitts trying to strip Awad. Still a battle for the puck down to 10 seconds, and now Awad will finally clear it down the length of the ice. Harb will try to chase it down to 3. Get it to Awad out at center. I think he's going to run out of time. No, he did get a shot on goal at the very last second, but a stop made there by the Philadelphia goaltender. And that'll do it here for period number 1, as it's the power play out in front of the Capitals 3-1. We'll go ahead and take a timeout and have the second period coming up next, as you're listening to the Power Hockey Cup 2014.
Scoring summary, 27 seconds in the period. Saxton scored for Philly.
Are we muted?
6:52 in the period, scoring for Ottawa.
And welcome on back here to the Power Cup 2014 at the Roy Wilkins Auditorium in St. Paul. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Field Technologies. Also brought to you by Ability Care Partners Incorporated. Tonight's broadcast also brought to you by AwesomeDesign.com. Also providing coverage of tonight's game. And also Impressions Incorporated, bringing you coverage here of Power Cup 2014 along with Rolex Vans. And again, all of those sponsors, make sure you give them your patronage, as their contributions are what helps put this tournament on here at the Roy Wilkins Auditorium, and also responsible for getting these games live on the web where you can follow along and see how your teams are doing from afar. And taking a look at our comments, we have Linda saying that Philly team is really a good team. They really work as a team. And she says team play will win this tournament. And that's true in just about any sport, and they're certainly showing that. But don't count out this Ottawa team, as they've had a couple of flurries of offense and they only trail by 2 goals. They're by no means out of this one quite yet. But
still a close game. It's anyone's up for grab here.
We'll have to find a way to slow down that big 3 from Philadelphia. Maybe not shut them down, but contain them and try to take advantage of some opportunities in transition. They've had both Awad and also Moses York get a couple of opportunities on the counter. They've cashed in once as Moses York scored at about the 10-minute mark of the first period to tie the game up at 1. But then from there it was a couple more goals from Jake Saxton to give Philadelphia a 3-1 lead, as that's where we stand here early in period number 2.
It's all about time and space. If you leave him alone like this and let him take his break, he's going to be perfectly fine. But if you take away his space, he's limited.
Little toe drag there from Jake Saxton.
Dead ball, looks like.
And now, yeah, they're going to call that dead, as we're going to whistle here with 14:35. And we'll have the face-off out here at center ice. That'll be number 7, Moses York, taking the face-off for Ottawa. We'll see if I can grab some stats on some of these Ottawa players, at least as of yesterday. I believe they had 3 players get on the score sheet in their games yesterday. Played over to the far side. It's Harb with the puck here for the Ottawa Capitals. It's always going to mess me up because they wear the red and black like the Ottawa Senators, but then they're called the Capitals like Washington.
It's confusing.
I'm always...
the logo is actually the same as the Washington Capitals.
Our producer, Mike York, can smack me if I accidentally call him the Washington Capitals. I've been tempted to a couple of times here in this one. In the corner, both teams will try to gather up the puck.
Great drag there by Jake.
Jake Saxton reaching all around trying to get that one, and now it'll be Moses York. Here comes York one-on-one with Miller. Actually make that Pitts. There's a shot right on it, a rebound chance.
Real close one there.
Harb had an opportunity on that rebound, but couldn't quite hit it home, as now the net comes loose as we'll get a whistle here with 13 minutes, 39 seconds left in the second period. Good opportunity there from the Capitals.
I think the goaltender, Aaron Gordon, actually lost sight of that there. Looked like she wasn't sure where it was, and Roddy came in and tried to get it there. Real close.
Absolutely. That's Eric Gordon, the goaltender for Philadelphia Power Play, makes his home in New Jersey, and 29 years old, but he's one of the oldest guys on the team. Makes me feel old. I'm only 29. Our producer, Mike York, is 29. And a player on Philadelphia who's 29 years old is just about their oldest player on the team.
Well, how do you think she feels with the 11-year-old superstar out there?
Although the distinction of being the oldest player on the Philadelphia Power Play team belongs to Bryce Smith, 39 years old, as he makes his hometown in Philadelphia.
Make sure if you see him, you rub that in his face, too. We give it to him all the time.
A senior member of this Philadelphia Power Play team.
He's a great guy, though, I tell you.
Still waiting here for the face-off, and now the referees changed their mind, and they're actually going to bring the face-off all the way down deep into the Ottawa zone. And while we do that, we have a comment here on the screen as we have Monkey Duffy 222 again making a comment as she says, Dean says hi. Dean Sahara says hi, I believe.
Hello.
And while we were talking about that, big penalty coming up here as Harb went off for Ottawa, and that's going to put Philadelphia. So now they really got to pick up their defense as it's caught under the chair of Moses York. Now it comes loose to number 88, Liam Miller. Pitts will pick it up, taken away by York. A little move there around York to try to get around Jake Saxton. Now picking it up behind his own net will be the Philadelphia Power Play as they'll get that up ahead to Saxton. Saxton will lift a shot. Good save there by the Ottawa defense. Yeah, right into the back of that chair. And now we'll have to reset and get back on sides. Here comes Saxton. Oh, what a move. Saxton all alone takes a shot, but another good block there made by the defense of Ottawa.
They're just absolutely relentless. And here comes Moses now.
York trying to get something here short-handed. York makes a move and just getting a piece of it.
Watch the break out here. Right back the other way.
Philadelphia. Yeah, here comes Miller. Now it's Saxton over to Pitts. Pitts lost his stick handle, and now it's going to be Ottawa going in transition. Some wide open play here on this power play.
End-to-end action here.
And now here comes Philadelphia. Possible 3-on-0 break. Here's Pitts, but he got cut off by the Ottawa defense. That's number 78 for Ottawa. Trying to get a name for that. Actually 73, Blaine Cameron, I believe, making that stop a moment ago. Here comes Blake Saxton. Saxton tries to send it over to the weak side to Miller. Just a little bit behind him, though. And now Saxton will gather it up here at center ice as we're now full strength as the penalty to Harb has expired. Saxton, the alternate captain here on this team, tries to make a move around York now. Will go behind the net. And he'll give up possession to an Ottawa player there in the corner as they'll try to dig that out. Still a battle for the puck in that far corner. And now thrown out at center, but it goes into all sorts of traffic. And now York will try to get it back out to safety. Can't quite clear it though through Alex Pitts. Pitts lost it for a moment. And now it's cleared away momentarily by Harb. A back and forth action as it's lifted towards the net. Another good block there made by the Ottawa defense. And now here comes Moses York. Gets it to Harb. Harb trying to get through traffic, will lose it. And now will be Saxton. Saxton waits. Now will stick handle into the corner where he's being pressured by York. We'll send it back out to Alex Pitts.
Ooh.
A little collision there on Saxton. Here comes York. York
good
being
job by
pressured
Alex.
though. Yeah, by number 8 Alex Pitts having a good game. Here's Pitts sending it over to Saxton. Saxton will race down into the corner where he's pressured by Cameron. Cameron having the tough task of trying to stop Saxton when he stick handles into the zone. Cameron's done a pretty nice job back there on defense here for this Ottawa team as he has to keep it in the corner and away from danger. Less than 10 minutes left to go here in the second period. 3-1 Philadelphia with the lead. Winner of this game will get the number 1 seed in Pool B and take on the number 4 seed in Pool A in tomorrow's quarterfinals. Coming up tomorrow, we'll have both the quarterfinals and semifinals taking place all throughout the day here at the Roy Wilkins Auditorium. Of course, Michigan will end up playing the number 1 seed in Pool A, which will conceivably be a challenge, but like we said, anything can happen, and guys got to get ready for that one for tomorrow morning.
It looks like it's the Minnesota Saints that will end up playing, and we actually, the last 2 tournaments, played them in the finals, so it'll be interesting.
So a team you're certainly familiar with.
We've, the last 4 years, except for last year when they weren't able to attend the tournament, we've played them in the final game. It's gone 2-2, so.
I'm trying to get that edge again and pull the upset to go 3-2, so. Pretty good sell job. That should be a pretty good game, even though it's a quarterfinal. It's a rematch of a couple of championships.
Yeah.
Getting back to action here. Here's Pitts with a slow pass over to Liam Miller. Miller just had to sit there and kind of wait, and that allowed, I think, Cameron enough time to get over there and cut it off. Now the referee will call a dead ball here with 9:02 left in the second period. Face-off will be deep here in the Ottawa zone. Saxton in the face-off circle here for the power play. There's a Wad stick handling behind his own net. Ahmed Awad will bank it off the boards up to Harb. There's Harb trying to avoid Saxton. And he'll dump it into the zone. Of course, no icing here in power hockey, so you can always dump the puck when you need to. Saxton trying to cut off that pass well. And now they'll send that over to Miller on the left side. Miller trying to go backdoor over to Saxton.
That was great. He went right through the wheels of the defenseman there. Great
move. Saxton really had to reach. He actually got a piece of it, but couldn't quite get it on net. But that was still a tremendous play, as you said, Dean. Wow. 8:22 left here in the second period. 3-1. Power play out in front.
Didn't think Liam was going to get that pass through, but he made it work.
Absolutely. Here's Saxton. Fancy little move off the face-off. Miller. His shot was blocked. Now Awad trying to dig it out. Out there on the floor for Ottawa. It's number 19, Scott Haycock. Seeing some time out here for the Capitals. And now the referee will finally blow it dead. It looked like the puck was caught up near that far side post. All the games, of course, taking place here at the Roy Wilkins Auditorium, which is right next to the XL Energy Center here in St. Paul with a Minnesota Wild play. A lot of historic games have taken place here at the Roy Wilkins Auditorium. Anyone who's the fan of the movie Slapshot, this is actually where the Fighting Saints, the team that the Chiefs were based on in that movie, played.
Really?
Yeah, their home games out here. Apparently some of those guys from the Slapshot movie were actually based on real players too. Well, actually, we know that the Hanson players were real hockey players.
One of the sons of them, I believe, got drafted by the Maple Leafs.
Oh, really?
I think so.
I wonder if he's going to be a goon like his father then. Back to action here as we're halfway through period number 2. Trying to dig it out. I think it's caught under a Wad's chair. Oh, excuse me, that was Harb. He'll just flip that down into the zone to the corner. Saxton will pick it up first, which he does quite a bit. Here comes Saxton from the near side boards. Saxton stick handling around Cameron. Even though Cameron didn't block, he at least cut an angle enough to force Saxton into a tough shot, and that's sometimes all you can do.
But if you can, you got to do it every time.
And now coming out of his defense is number 7. Or excuse me, that was another defenseman for Ottawa. That was Cameron. He'll actually have it behind the net. Cameron will bank it off the wall, and now it'll be cleared down. Miller will try to chase it down here for Philadelphia. Still loose along those far side boards. York had it for a moment. Now he gives it up here to Philadelphia power play team. There's a shot from Saxton that goes just wide. And now here comes Moses York. York against Saxton. Should be a good matchup. York will work his way down deep into the zone. Will throw it on net from an odd angle. Actually hit the side of the cage. And now it's loose behind the net. Flipped out to center ice. Saxton trying to chase it down. Here's Cameron. Cameron trying to get that outlet pass over to Moses York, but he'll be whistled offsides. I believe that might be our first offsides call here of this game.
You know, I'm curious to see on Ottawa, they have a player on the bench over there. I believe his name is Johnson. First-year player, and he played a little bit against us this afternoon. He's a shifty guy. I think he would be a solid matchup for these Philadelphia players.
And Johnson Wilson is the guy you're referring to, and well, he's another young player. He's 17 years old.
Talking to Roddy Harb, he said it's his first year playing in Travel League.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll have a bright future ahead of him. And
Good
there's
stop.
Another good stop there made by the Ottawa goaltender. As she lost it for just a moment. She made the initial save and dropped it, but fortunately, no forwards for Philadelphia were there to pounce on it. Here comes Moses York. York trying to work his way into the zone. Will center it, but nobody's there but black jerseys that the Philadelphia power play wears.
It's the play they love to run here.
There's Pitts trying to get the outlet over to Saxton. Now Miller will have it. Good play there by Cameron. Doing a nice job keeping these Philadelphia players in check, holding them to just 3 goals as Ottawa still very much in this game, trailing 3-1. No goals have been scored yet here in this second period. And now Harb trying to dump it. It was blocked. There's Saxton and Miller trying to dig it out. York with a burst of speed will get the puck, but now he lost it. And there to help out will be Pitts. Pitts will flip it way up into the air, and here comes Miller on a possible break. But again, Cameron being a force back there on defense. Has broken up some good plays. Now York will have to reach behind to try to get something going. That shot will go wide. And now here comes Saxton. Saxton over to the far side. There's a shot turned away by the Ottawa defense. Pitts trying to pass it over to Saxton. There's a shot that goes way up into the air. That one came close to almost going into the net, but it goes just over.
Just a bit outside.
Exactly. Bob Euchre style. Couple of subs here for the Ottawa Capitals.
Muhammad coming in.
Yeah, Muhammad. I was going to say, I haven't called his name. Gave him a little bit of a breather. Muhammad Awad, 34 years old from Ottawa. Let's get you some stats here on this Ottawa power play team. At least yesterday, Muhammad Awad had a big day. 6 points on 4 goals and 2 assists. Moses York had 1 goal and 4 assists, as they had their offense working in yesterday's games. In the corner, Saxton will have it as he surveys the floor. Awad there to try to pester him. Awad will clear it up to Harb. I believe Harb's played the entire game here for this Ottawa Capitals team.
He has, yeah.
Robbie Harb throw a weak shot towards the net.
Of course, this Philadelphia big three hasn't switched out either.
Very good point. You almost don't need to
Why
with
would
how
you?
well they've been playing. Exactly. I'll clear that out to center. Cameron, way up from his defense, will send it back in. I think that's as far up as we've seen Cameron come in this game, as he's done a nice job staying back for Ottawa and making some good blocks. Going to be in that stay-at-home defender. Here comes Saxton. Again, pestered over there by Cameron. Played over to Saxton. He lost it. Now Awad will have it along the far side, and now it'll be cleared out of play here with 2:45 to go in the second period. 3-1 power play leads the Capitals here on Power Hockey Cup 2014. You can watch the game on powerhockeycup.com, also on psbmn.com, simulcasting the game, and on Ustream. So lots of different ways to tune into the broadcast. You can also watch it on smartphones and tablets. You can download the Ustream app, but you don't feel like adding the app. And now it bounces it to the air and a goal. Goaltender for Ottawa had a couple of chances to try to glove that one down.
Real solid shot, though.
Yeah, Michelle Donnelly Sharp. That was a great shot. She almost was able to
glove it
gather
down.
it up. Yeah, she initially made the save, but couldn't quite handle the rebound.
Was that Pitts or Saxton on that one?
I couldn't quite tell which one. We'll wait for the official announcement here, but either way, it's 4-1. That's a tough blow for Ottawa. You certainly would have taken a second period intermission trailing by only 2 goals, but now they're down by 3. But here comes Ottawa trying to respond right away, right down Broadway, but
it's bear down time now for Ottawa. Next goal really means a lot.
Absolutely. Can't really afford to fall behind by 3 goals, or 4 goals, I should say. 3 goals will be tough enough to come back from.
At 12:21,
here's Saxton.
Period. Number 8, Alex Pitts.
And Pitts will get credit for the goal, answering our question from earlier as it's played over to Miller.
Pitts from Saxton at 12:21.
Here's Miller. Harb there to meet him along the near side. Harb surrounded by 3 Ottawa players. And now here comes the Capitals into the zone. Thrown at the net, but a block made there by the Philadelphia defense. Miller will try to get something going here in transition.
Good stop there.
And now here's York. York trying to get around Saxton. Good pass over to Harb, but just a little bit behind. And now Harb will have it out here at center. Ball trickles over to the far side. Here's Miller giving it up to Saxton.
Perfectly played that on the line there.
Saxton a moment ago picked up his first assist in the game to go along with his 2 goals.
4 million goals.
Yeah, no kidding. See if I can grab you with stats from yesterday. Again, we have stats only as current as of yesterday's game. He had 3 goals and 1 assist in his contest yesterday. Here's
Stop
York
reminding me about it.
That was against you guys, wasn't it?
It was. One of them was an empty net. Does that even count?
Well, not too bad to hold this high-powered team to only 4 goals, I must say, looking at the stats. That's not too bad. Here's York. Down to 40 seconds. Miller will get it in his own end. Miller will actually retreat behind the net.
Smart play.
Up by 3 goals, certainly don't need to be in any sort of rush. Here's Saxton. And is able to throw that out in front. What a play to Miller, and he scores.
There it is.
Oh, my. Easily the play of the game as Saxton looks like he had no angle but was able to throw it out in front when he was literally in the corner.
That's the play they love to run. That was coast to coast. Liam started behind the net. He was patient with it, gave it to Alex, threw it up to Jake, and then hit the net, both of them. It's terrific how they can do that.
Yeah, not a lot you can do there if you're Ottawa. It looks like they had that pretty well played.
It's like they know where each other are at all times without even looking.
Saxton, just a tremendous play to throw that in front, and now it's 5-1.
That could be a real killer right there.
Absolutely, yeah. So now it's quite a hill that the Capitals will have to climb, down to 10 seconds as power play looking for more. Here's a last shot from Harb. That one won't quite go on net. 2 seconds, 1 second, and that's going to do it here for period number 2. As the power play have opened up a 4-goal lead and look like they might be on their way to the number 1 seed in Pool B. We'll take a timeout, get a word in from our sponsors for tonight's game, and come back and have period number 3 for you here from the Power Cup.
With the assist to Saxton. Then at 14-12 in the period, Miller scores with the assist to Saxton. Score at the end of 2, Philly 5, Ottawa 1.
You. Welcome back to the Roy Wilkins Auditorium, St. Paul, Minnesota. As we're getting set for the third period with the Philadelphia power play out in front of the Ottawa Capitals, 5-1. Game tonight brought to you by Thiel Technologies, also Impressions Incorporated, awesome design, among many others that we'll get to later on here in the broadcast of the third period. Miller will have the puck as it'll be Philadelphia going from left to right on your computer screen, while Ottawa will be moving from right to left. Some work to do here for the Capitals. Here's York trying to get the rally started.
Not impossible, but it's going to be difficult.
Absolutely. They have a lot of time to work with, but challenge number one is going to be, well, getting possession of the puck.
The Prodigy has it 24/7.
The Prodigy, I like that nickname for him.
You don't get the ball unless Jake says you're allowed to have it.
Puck possession in this game has, it seems like, at least been about 75-25 in favor of Philadelphia, and that's probably been true in just about every game they've had so far. From the corner, they'll have possession. Good block there made by York.
We were about 60-40.
Oh, there you go. And thanks for tuning into our game. So don't forget, you can comment on the Ustream feed if you'd like to ask us any questions or have any comments. Feel free to pass those along. 13.5 minutes to go as it'll be Saxton and York trying to race through it. It's centered, but nobody there except black shirts.
That was a terrific job by Jake there. You think at 11 years old he'd be afraid to make contact, but he's afraid of nothing, I tell you.
Well, you said what? He's been playing competitively since he's about 7 years old.
Yeah,
so
he's seen it all already.
He's almost a wily veteran at the old age of 11. There's a shot and a goal. Wow. 6-1 Philadelphia.
Sniped that corner there.
What a play. As it really looked like anything was going to materialize out of that, but it's just a sneaky little shot that goes into the back of the net, and power play have really opened this game up.
This very well could be the team to beat for everyone. I know the Saints have done a great job, and Calgary's not to be overlooked, but I tell you what, this Philadelphia team is just, they play as a team.
Calgary and Minnesota, the two teams you're talking about, the Saints of Minnesota, I should say, since we have two Minnesota teams, are the two squads that look like they appear to be the tough teams out of Pool A, and you would think Philadelphia probably going to have to go through both Calgary and the Saints to have a shot here at winning the Power Cup.
One of the two, or hopefully us in the finals.
Exactly. Well, you guys would have to knock off, it looks like the Saints or Calgary in the quarterfinals, but as you said, played them in the finals a couple of times, so it'll be a good game tomorrow morning. Of course, the way the brackets will shake down, it'll be the number 1 seed from Pool A playing the number 4 seed from Pool B, and the 2 and 3 seeds of each pool will also cross over tomorrow morning. We'll have those 4 games for you, I believe, all here on the Ustream feed. Is that correct, Mike? We'll have all the playoff games tomorrow?
Yes, we will.
Yep, so we'll have all of those for you here on
Great news.
at PowerHockeyCup.com. And the semifinals will also take place tomorrow night before we get to the final games on Thursday, which will include the 3rd place game, 5th place game, championship, and a couple of consolation matches. That's, by the way, Saxton should announce that, who just picked up the goal for the Philadelphia power play, as he's had another ho-hum 5-point game.
Nothing new.
Yeah.
You'd be disappointed if he didn't, wouldn't you?
That's right.
Here's the young man I was mentioning earlier, Johnson, finally out there. We'll see how he matches up against them.
As he'll make his debut here for the Ottawa Capitals, will certainly be a good learning experience for him to match up against some of the best power hockey players in North America, as that'll be dumped into the zone. Miller there to pick it up, being pressured by that new player Johnson you were talking about, Dean. As now it's thrown out to center ice. Here's Saxton. Battling it out with York, and now the referee will call it dead here with 12:19 to go in period number 3. Tonight's game also brought to you by Dyna Equipment Incorporated, Material Handling Solutions, and Rolex Vans. They're the only mini and full-size van manufacturer selling new and used wheelchair vans directly to you, as well as Ability Care Partners Incorporated, your PCA choice provider. And I'd like to thank them for making coverage of all these games possible. It's a great tournament to have here to get some of the best teams in North America matched up. Now, Dean, you would probably know a little bit more about this than I do, but do they have any other teams from around the world, like Europe or Russia, that play power hockey?
There's actually a whole other sport over in the European side of things, and we've been trying for a while, not me specifically, but trying for a while. They won't change their rules, though. Their rules are a little bit different. They play with nets about the height-wise of the boards out there, and they're extended about 12 feet wide, a little bit wider maybe. They're really, really big feet, or really big nets lengthwise, but they're short.
So that would make it a nightmare for you to have an even bigger net.
If those rules are adapted, I will not play. I can tell you that. The difference being, though, that they're shorter, so there's none of these flip shots, none of the high shots. I think it might even be illegal to lift the ball in their league.
Oh, really? Wow. So that's almost an entirely different sport then.
And then all of the players also have the same chair. It's mandated to be the same speed. Here we have a lot of different chairs you see out there. The majority of them, all the fast ones, 8.5 is the top speed allowed, but you can get them to cap out maybe around 8.8, 8.9. But all the chairs there are mandated at 8.5, all the same chair.
So even though it's not necessarily mandated here, you can't go like fast and furious where you can push a button and get extra rockets or something.
There is a new rule this year, actually, where there's a challenge. If the coach feels like a player's chair is a little too quick out there, they're allowed to go over to the referee, say something, and there's actually someone who's been sitting there with a radar gun. I don't know if you've noticed. I know we've had a couple of challenges already. Nobody's exceeded the limit. If it goes over 9, they are assessed a minor penalty.
That's funny. Mike York, you and I play adapted floor hockey, and we wish they'd have a radar gun where you could cap out fast guys move for us old people.
That's right. We have no running rule.
Yeah. That'd be kind of nice to say if you get beat on a goal, saying, well, he was moving too fast.
It's a new rule here, but I think it's a little silly personally. If they're going to do that, they should mandate it like the European leagues, I feel like.
Well, interesting stuff. Here's Pitts from the corner. That would certainly make things interesting to have almost a chip. A little slap shot there from Harp, which was blocked. Absolutely. Saxton will carry it into the zone. Just over 10 minutes left here in the third period. 6-1. It's Philadelphia out in front.
Maybe Saxton will be 15 by then.
Could you imagine that USA top line of Chad, Jake Saxton, and Kevin off our team? Not too fair, is it?
Put together a little Team USA, of course. Some good Canadian teams here at this tournament, so you would think Canada would also be able to put together a pretty good top line as well.
Oh, big slash there by Roddy.
Even I could see that one coming as the referee's hand up in the air as we'll get a power play. Been a pretty quiet game in terms of penalties, I believe. Prior to this call from the referee, we had just one total penalty in the game, which a little bit different than your game you had against Minnesota, where you guys ended, I think, 4-on-3. With 3 guys in the box the last minute?
This afternoon we had 4 minutes of 4-on-2, and then referees don't like us very much apparently. Our crowd gets a penalty. How does that happen?
Better hope the referees aren't listening right now.
That's all right.
You're saying the referees don't like you. Well, they're not going to like you anymore.
That's all right. It's all over after the game, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I didn't say I didn't like them. I said they don't like us.
I'm sure that'll change everything for the referees if they're listening. Either way, it'll be a penalty here on the Capitals as Philly will go on their second power play of the game.
Watch this pass to Liam over there. Oh, he takes a shot instead,
actually. Decided to shoot that one. As you're right, he had Miller open on that back door. Even though the power play scored 6 goals in this game, their one power play opportunity, they didn't score. So 0 for 1 so far. As we'll get a whistle here with 9:17. If I remember back to that one power play that Philadelphia had, it was actually some real back and forth action as even Ottawa had some good shorthanded opportunities. Here's York sending it back to his defensive partner. As York will have it. York trying to stick handle out of his own zone. There's Miller from the far side.
Almost there for Moses.
It's interesting, when Philadelphia's had the power play, it almost seems like Ottawa's been defending better.
Well, sometimes more room out there. It's, you'd think it would hurt you, but it gives you a little bit more of a chance, you know. Sometimes your own guys are even in the way with these chairs. A little bit different than ice hockey.
Because when Philadelphia's been on the power play in this game, they really haven't had a whole lot of opportunities. Here comes York in transition. Again, Ottawa shorthanded, so they'll leave a player out at center ice, then one back in his own zone. And now it'll be cleared back away. Here is Saxton. Here. 2-on-1. They've got Cameron back on defense, but York coming back to pick the pocket of Saxton.
It's a great back check there.
A little pit pocket there from York to steal it from Saxton as they'll throw it out in front, but nobody there except Pitts. Pitts and York will battle it out here in the near side corner of the Philadelphia zone.
This Ottawa team might be down, but they're not giving up, that's for sure. Very aggressive on the ball.
Yeah, keeping it respectable. And
good block by the defenseman, Scott Haycock, I believe.
Even if, well, it looks like Ottawa probably will end up on the losing side of this game, but they'll still get the number 2 seed. There is a shot from York, cutting his way right in front of the net, and a good save there made by Philadelphia.
Tried to cross back with that. Almost had it on that breakaway.
I wanted to say Ottawa will be guaranteed the number 2 seed in Pool B, so they would play the number 3 seed in Pool A tomorrow. Just over 7 minutes left as full strength here for both squads. Then that one just goes over the net.
I believe the number 3 seed of the pool would have to be Toronto. I believe that's locked in.
Yes, we get a all-Canada matchup in a quarterfinal tomorrow with Ottawa versus Toronto.
This Ottawa team took bronze in the Canadian tournament last year.
So certainly a talented squad they have. Face-off will be deep here in the power play zone. 7 minutes on the dot to go here in the third period as substitution made as Cameron checks back in here for the Ottawa Capitals and has had a solid game defensively, trying to slow down these big three players. And now Cameron again.
Good defensive play. It was a good pass by Liam, but a good read by Cameron.
Absolutely, as that's a tough combo to stop. And when Cameron's been on the floor, he's had the most luck defending those tough Philadelphia players.
A lot of teams like to play 3 up and 1 defenseman, but I see that they're keeping 1 defense way back and keeping Cameron back there, and seems to be breaking up the plays a little bit.
Taking a look at our comment stream, as had a person asking what teams are playing tomorrow. Again, as Dean and I have been talking about, everybody gets to play tomorrow. 4 quarterfinal games, then 2 semifinals, and of course everybody will play on Thursday as well. Some teams will be in the consolation, others will be in the championship. A little wraparound opportunity, but not fooled was the Ottawa netminder. And now the referee will finally cover things up here with just a little over 6 minutes left in the third period. Again, thanks for tuning into our broadcast this evening. Mike, you've been here doing all these games, and it looks like this might be among our most viewed games we've had so far in the tournament. Yeah, Mike concurring with us, so.
Good to see the people come out and watch it.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Get it over the 100 views, we'll be an average at 98. Try to get 100.
So, well, you can probably see the number of viewers there on the Ustream feed at 91 right now. Mike's saying, I think we got to get to 100 to get the all-time record here for the tourney. So shoot for triple digits.
Tell your friends, let's go.
That's right.
6 minutes left, come on.
And just to tell you, I know broadcasting on Ustream, you can't cheat and log on with like 2 computers at the same house.
I'll go log
Ustream
into my
will pick
phone right
that
now.
up. Yeah.
I'll go get us our 100.
Yeah, that's right. Little ballot box stuffing. Again, we have one more game coming up tonight as we have the Minnesota Saints taking on the Carolina Fury. It'll take place as soon as this one is over. You can tune into that here on Ustream. As I believe a victory for the Saints should get them the top seed in Pool A.
Indeed.
Although if Carolina were to pull a monumental upset, that would certainly send everything into a big flux in terms of the pool tables. Here comes York on his backhand, and good defense play there by Ottawa as they didn't let him get that shot off. That shot from York is blocked by Miller.
Here he comes.
And now here comes Saxton. Saxton will throw it across the crease. Baseball swing.
I have no
Miller.
idea how he's doing it at that angle. It's insane.
Second period, he had one of those where he was literally all along the end boards and he threw it out in front
He's
to
just
his partner
rolling
Miller.
his wrist, and it looks like it hurts almost.
Takes a lot of skill and also takes a lot of vision to find your teammates like that as well. That probably would have been about the play of the tournament had Miller scored a couple of seconds ago with that baseball type swing.
It's not uncommon. I've seen it a few times before. We actually had one in one of our games to tie it up late in the game.
That'd be probably the most dramatic goal then.
It's a nice
the
play.
Tournament.
Actually, 2012, we tied things up with 3 seconds left, and they called it a high stick like that. It's a tough one to swallow, but
Ooh.
it's a nice play to use. It's a good utility if you can pull it out.
4:26 to go here in the third period. Again, Philadelphia looks like they're well on their getting the #1 seed here in Pool B as they have that 5-goal lead here over Ottawa. Again, thanks for tuning into our broadcast this evening. Watch the game in a lot of different ways on smartphones and tablets. Mike York at the control board, switching cameras, kind of like that unique perspective where you can see the game, from behind the nets.
Filling the role of director and technical director, huh?
You got it. And now here comes Miller of Philadelphia as he'll have it behind the net. Passes it over to Pitts.
He's going to swing it up to him. There he goes. That's that play. Just off the back of his chair. It's a close one. It's hard. You got to try not to get sucked in down low because they love to just have Jake sit at that center ice line and break away all the time.
I like Camera, the defenseman for Ottawa, knows that play is coming because pretty far back, at least in this game, but when he sees that play coming, he usually moves up a little bit to try to cut off that outlet pass.
When it works, it's about 9 and 10.
And now here comes Cameron.
Offside.
Surveys the ice and has to wait for
cleared up now.
A wad to get clear at the line. Cameron seeing a little bit of time here on offense. We'll throw it at the net, and that one nearly banked in off the back of the goaltender for.
No one up to deck, actually.
Yeah, now things open up a little bit. No, wide open was number 8, Alex Pitts. Yes.
Real close on that. He's a strong kid. Not sure on his age, 14 or 15, I believe.
13. So even younger than we thought.
He's strong for his age, I tell you.
And now we see some more substitutions.
Goaltender switch over for Philadelphia as Anthony D'Amico's in, and on defense, Luke Hoban.
Now we're getting almost a wholesale line change here for the Ottawa Capitals. Philadelphia also made a couple of changes themselves. So the face-off will be deep here in the Ottawa zone as some other players for both teams will get some time on the ice, get some more experience.
It's like Jake from State Farm has come off over there.
Trying to dig it out along those near side boards.
It's Bryce in the game there. You were mentioning earlier, oldest member of this team. I got to make sure to say that for him.
That's Bryce Smith, 39 years old.
Luke Hoban filling in on defense over there, and Anthony D'Amico in net now.
And so a number of substitutions. That one nearly gets deflected into the net. Now here comes Ottawa trying to get something going, and possible one-on-one chance, and a big
good
save
stop by
made.
Anthony.
Anthony for the Philadelphia power play, making a great save. Anthony D'Amico.
It's a good stop there.
From Exeter, Pennsylvania, 16 years old. Another youngster on this team, but a big save there against a high-powered player for Ottawa. Looks like we have a little
chair. The brake might have come off.
That's not good.
Quick fix if that's the problem. You can put the chairs in manual by pulling a brake up, and sometimes they get bumped.
Oh, okay.
Not sure if that is what the issue is, though.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Maybe we can get Jackie upstairs to zoom in on that. That'll at least give him a chance to get some water.
Oh, he doesn't need it. He doesn't need it.
I think he's had a multi-point game. He needs a little breather himself.
It's the mullet, I'm telling you. The hockey flow.
Liam Miller, the captain of the team, wearing that mullet, as Dean says. Get Anthony D'Amico into play. Goalie for Philadelphia, taking the place of Eric Gordon earlier. He played most of the game for the power play.
I tell you, goaltending's been something that's never been extremely strong in these tournaments, and there's some really good goaltending this year.
Are you going to say present company excluded?
No. I mean, 3-time reigning goalie of the tournament, but I mean, no big deal. No big deal. No, I don't. I try not to be cocky.
So I got to ask, as a goalie, as we're getting to the waning minutes, have you ever scored a goal playing goalie?
I've never scored playing goalie, but in house league, I get to come out of the net occasionally. They let me because I've scored a few goals. I've actually gotten a few assists from my net, though.
That's good. I think that's got to be your next goal, though, so to speak. No pun intended. Get a goal.
Tell my coach to let me come out, all right?
Almost have to wait for an empty net opportunities, I suppose. That one will be
one of the evolutions of this game. The goalies used to be a lot of level 3s, and it's a lot of stronger goalies now. I know I was one of the first people who had the ability to just clear the ball out on my own, and there's a lot of stronger goalies now. Pete checks in now. Liam goes off on a switch.
Yeah, on the fly change as we're approaching the 1-minute mark here in this game, with Philadelphia out in front 6-1 as they'll get the number 1 seed in Pool B. The number 2 seed will belong to the Ottawa Capitals. 3 seed will be the Minnesota Selects. Then 4 seed will be your team, Dean, Michigan. As that's how Pool B will shake down. And now just, well, play is still live as trying to play it through the final few seconds. There's York. Seeing a lot of time here for this Ottawa Capitals team.
1 minute remaining here.
A little bit in front of Harb. And it'll get deflected out of play here with 49 seconds. Don't forget to tune in. We have Carolina Fury and the Minnesota Saints coming up next. If you're a Pool B team and a fan of one of those teams, maybe do a little scouting on the Minnesota Saints coming up in the next one. Since if you're a Pool B team, you're likely going to have to go through that Saints squad to win the Cup this year.
We'll try our best to help you so you don't have to. Kind of know what to expect with that team. Chad's a great player.
Absolutely. I've heard his name a couple of times of how strong
Good
of a player he is.
Anthony.
And that was York firing a shot from near center ice. Goaltender Anthony D'Amico making a good save as we're down to 25 seconds. Here's Pitts. Can't quite get that pass to work. And now Harb will clear it away. York to try to chase it down. York's sneaky little shot as, I believe,
got
D'Amico.
Got a couple chairs.
Yeah,
I'm not
D'Amico.
sure if he got a piece of that or not.
Yeah, it's tough to see if D'Amico did or not, but he did. I believe that's his 3rd save since entering the game. 1 second, and that's going to do it. As it'll be a 6-1 victory here for the Philadelphia power play.
Terrific job by them.
As it's another big game for their big 3. As it's Jake Saxton, 3 goals and 2 assists. Don't have the official stats on Liam Miller or Alex
Liam
Pitts.
got the other 2.
Yeah, I
2,
believe.
and I think Pitts got 1.
And I believe they both had multi-points games.
For
so
sure, absolutely.
Either way, they were another force here for this Philadelphia team as they'll move on as the number 1 seed Ottawa will be number 2. That'll wrap it up here from the Roy Wilkins Auditorium for this game. Have one more left this evening, so make sure you stay tuned for that one. For Brett Johnson and Dean, thanks for tuning in, as we'll see you in just a couple of minutes.
Fans, let's hear it for these athletes out here.
Well, welcome back to the Roy Wilkins Auditorium, final game of the evening, as we have the Carolina Fury battling it out here against the Minnesota Saints. Brett Johnson here for play-by-play, along with Mike York, color commentary, who's been working here all day, and well, that's a rough go. We're going to put you to work here announcing on the last day of the last game of the day.
Man, well, hey, I've been here all day, so I'm used to it. I've called a couple games early. So you and that goalie over there, Levis, gave me quite of a good break.
All right. Well, we're about ready to go here in this one. On paper, this one looks like a mismatch, as the Minnesota Saints, always a national power, taking on a relatively new team here in Carolina, searching for their first victory. But hey, you're in a regional/national tournament like this. Anything can happen, and we'll have to see if Carolina's up for the tough challenge here in this one. Players to watch here for both squads. We have Chad Wilson, of course, the big star for the Minnesota Saints. Also recognize a couple of other names on there, like Matt Wimmergren, also a good netminder that they have in Cindy Hughley. Minnesota will have the puck from behind their own net. That's number 81, Josh Twitty. As now Minnesota will try to stick handle center ice. And that'll be cleared away by Carolina. Passed over to the far side. Again, trying to get our camera situation straightened out, so I'll try to give you some radio-style play-by-play. Minnesota will have it along the far side, as they'll clear it out towards center ice. There, Carolina will have it. Now flip it over to the near side boards. There's Josh Dwight with it, as he'll weave his way through center. Stick handle onto his backhand and dump it into the zone, where it'll be picked up by Carolina's Jim Thompson, an alternate captain on the team from Pikeville, North Carolina, 42 years old. Dumped into the zone, where it'll be picked up by Minnesota. Saints trying to clear that away. Put on by Carolina so far, and there's one that gets fired on net. Hughley, not sure if she saw that coming, but hit the back part of her wheel. And now the Saints will clear it down the length of the ice. Blocker save made there by the defense of Carolina. Saints will have it from the corner. As here's Josh Dwight. We'll survey the ice and look for somewhere to pass the puck. We'll then try to slap it in the zone, but a good block there by Jim Thompson. No score early in this game. 12.5 minutes left here in the first period. Here on PowerHockeyCup.com, providing webcasts of tonight's game. Puck now behind the Carolina net. Well, so far, not at a shot on goal for the Saints. Carolina actually has the only shot of the game. It was a couple of minutes ago. They hit the back of Cindy Hughley's chair for the Minnesota Saints.
When you get up there, Clara, I'm announcing, so I won't respond.
So now let's see if we can get you some stats for both teams. Again, they're current as of yesterday's games. Thrown towards the net, and there's your first shot from the Minnesota Saints. Now here comes Carolina.